Nice to see all my gang here. Oh my God, I'm so excited to play around with you guys with something a little bit different, and maybe bring out some bling, right? Get some cards decorated a little bit, and do something a little bit different and practice at the same time. And yeah, you guys might have jumped on Donna's Flower of the Month. No, none of you? Maybe it's still available, I guess, through Plaid. Plaid has all the videos on their YouTube channel of Donna's Originals. Let me show you guys down here. From her, this is all inspired by her little packet that she sent out. And of course, she's given us all the step outs as well. And then Donna always has you know, 3 different ways or 5 different ways or whatever to share with us as well. Put them on a plate or maybe on a plaque or doing a canvas on a can, right? So if you did jump on her Flower of the Month, like I said, we paint on anything, right? So you guys got to use your creativity a little bit and hopefully use some of these patterns and designs that I might have showed you through the projects, and you know, you utilize them on other things as well. So we've already covered the carnations in the first flower series. We did 5 flowers there. Not all of them were flowers of the month, but I did do some of the harder ones definitely with you guys, and the lilies and the irises were very popular too, that people wanted to add to them, and they're not really flowers of the month, but they're beautiful flowers that you can do as well. So definitely we're going to bump up our 5 petal flowers today and really play around. Like, she gave us, you know, a few different variations for the violets, right? But if you guys know me from past projects that we've done, I played around a little bit with you in the wildflowers and some of the other projects that we've done. The friendship wreath, we played around mixing again the magenta and the cobalts to get that berry kind of color, purpley kind of color. Definitely we're going to play around with that, and then also bumping it up with a little bit of Parisian blue. And then after that, you guys can definitely play and you know, make your 5 petal flowers. Can you tell I'm tongue-tied already? Got to relax here a little bit. You know, if you're doing other flowers, little filler flowers here and there, of course, you know, we can make these flowers any color. But with the violets, they're dominantly, definitely 5 petal flowers. And actually, I think I see 6 over here. So, you know, 4, 6, 5 is the usual. And then there's a picture of a real one here. And this one's really like a bluey kind of, more pansy looking kind of flower, if you ask me. But there's violets like that too, with the, you know, a little bit more of a bluey purple with more of a really dark center. You know, again, I wouldn't use black. I would definitely stick around with my dioxazine purple if you wanted to try and get something like that as well. So definitely can play around with, you know, what we're going to do. And like I said, I have been inspired by all of these as well, from her course here too that I'm redoing with you guys, so you don't need to jump on this if you don't want to, because I'm going to share a lot of it, most of it with you as well. So I'm just going to, dropping my rhinestones there. I'm going to just recap here again. Like I said, if you want to learn more about the carnations, definitely the course is already there for you. It's available, downloadable, separate, or jumping on it as a series on the site member access. Some of you guys already have it. All right, so this is what we're going to be doing today. And then March, I've already done again. It's in the series number 1. If you guys haven't jumped on it yet, please go check out series number 1. It's a lot of fun too. We put those on canvases and made designs with them all. All right, so, and then we're also going to be doing the April Sweet Pea in this series. Okay, so again, we're going to be brushing up on our color gradients and playing around with color mixing again. And then this one has always been a little bit of a challenge for many people. I broke it down to have it done in a little bit more simpler way than Donna might have explained in her flower series. So I've got my own little twist in this as well. And I'll show you on one of the cards that I did to break it down to be a little bit smaller, because we're going to be doing smaller cards. We're going to be folding this cardstock in half, so you definitely got to narrow down some of these designs. And then June and July, the larkspur, we're going to be tackling too as well. And so if you guys need help with your roses, definitely this guy is going to have tiny little rose type style, really loose kind of feel to the larkspur that we're going to be playing around with in this series as well. And then also, if you guys have done the daffodils already, you kind of know how to structure the glads. Okay, so I'm not doing a course on that yet, unless I maybe put this in another arrangement with some more other flowers that we might do down the road. But definitely I don't think it deserves to have its own course, because of the fact that, like I said, it's very, very similar to the beginning stages of the daffodil. And then also what we're going to be covering is the December flower, the narcissus. It is very similar to with the placement of how we did that. So I did do, 6 petals on this one here. I did play around with a little simpler version on my card with 5. So definitely, again, it's just placement and triangling out your, we're going to talk more about that when we cover those courses. But definitely hope that you guys will understand why I'm not covering the glads. But I did cover the morning glories already, okay, for September, so that's already in series number 1. And then the marigold, again, I'm not covering, but if you do look at our original with the carnations, this is done with a much smaller brush, a lot more zigzag and loose and really pickety, where this is a little bit bigger strokes and a lot more smoother. So technically they are built the same way. All right, so just to give you a little heads up on the marigold, that definitely, again, unless I put it into a nice arrangement, which maybe that's what we'll do, is we'll just come up with a nice project to throw in the glads and the marigolds and come up with some more flowers for you guys to tackle as well. But again, this is very, very similar to the beginning stages of the Peace Rose in June. Okay, so I hope that you guys are seeing the similarities of these flowers done with different colors, maybe a little bit different centers, different sizes, proportion to other things that you're going to put with it. But basically, again, you're structuring them down a little bit, basically the same. Okay, so basically, with this series, we're going to be covering practically all of the flowers of the month. We're definitely going to be tackling the I can't say the word, but we'll just call them mums. Okay. So we did practice that a little bit in the boot camp one, and got you guys bumped up with your daisy strokes a little bit more. So, and then you guys that have played around with skill builders, definitely, hopefully you're feeling a little bit more comfortable with all this too. But if you feel like you still need more practice and you haven't done the skill builders or level 1 and 2, definitely I really highly suggest it. Even though you guys don't want to teach, I'm telling you, you're going to learn so much of these projects, and plus having me one-on-one with the Zooms and everything too. So if you need more help, please reach out. Okay, I'm always here for you guys, but hopefully we're going to learn a lot too with these. We're not going to worry about backgrounds. We're going to just play around on cardstock, which again, some people are challenged on that. Cardstock is so dry, and definitely different qualities of cardstock is going to be a little bit better than the others. Okay, so there is some really cheap stuff, and then down the road, I do suggest keep practicing on the same stuff. This is a big bundle deal that I got. It's definitely more paper-like. Okay, I do have these ones that I did them on. They're a lot stronger cardstock, a little bit more expensive. They're definitely thicker, so you'll get less in your packages. Okay, but definitely it's a little higher quality cardstock. And then just show you a couple others that I got. Of course, you can play around on any color. Black has definitely got its challenges too, but I do suggest once you're feeling comfortable to play around and practice on black too, because you will get different effects in how those undertones show through. And definitely, I played around with that through these cards. So when you're looking at some of these, maybe in the pictures or maybe through the video, you don't see it so well, you think I got beautiful coverage. If you guys know me, usually I go over things twice, 3 times sometimes. But you'll see definitely in these daffodils, I'm using the blue cardstock. You're getting little hints of that blue come through, that little bit of translucent that I left it. I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm really liking that. I'm going to leave it. You know, so there's times that you just got to not kill yourself with the coverage and go with the effect of your background to pop through these colors. Okay, so a lot of people are getting really nice effects on black because of the translucent colors that definitely get that darkness with it, and that gives you a whole nother look as well, right? So again, depends on the coverage. Some things I'm definitely a little bit more heavier with and a lot more looser through these cardstocks. I'm trying to make these really quick and easy. They're going to be thrown out maybe or thrown in a drawer. They're given to your friends and family and your loved ones, and you can definitely write a little note in there. Some of them I just did on half. I'll show you later too, because I messed up some of them, so I just kept going with sheets of them. But also it's good that you have just some of these sheets, because I've got more ideas for you. All right, so definitely you can the lighter colors for your black markers if you want to handwrite something in them. You can play around with different Sharpies. There's metallic ones, there's gold ones. They might look nice on darker surfaces to write, you know, happy birthday or congratulations or missing you, hope you feel better, whatever you want to say. All right, so there's a lot of different Sharpies that you can get in different colors that might pop up a little nicer on the black paper and darker colors. Okay, so definitely I played around with a lot of different colors here, and I have made videos for all of these, okay? Little shorts and little quick cards that I did for all of these. So like I said, there's lots of different cardstocks, different thicknesses, different shimmers. Some have a little bit more shine to them, right? Ideally, I wouldn't use these to practice on in video because that shine just bounces back so much. But definitely for cards, you know, they're really nice, and they're going to give you that instant kind of really nice background. You're going to fold it in half, and then you might have a bigger card to paint on as opposed to these little guys, okay? Which there is kits that you can get at the dollar store where it comes with the envelopes, but and then some of them just have more cardstock, like paper palette. Okay, there's greeting card stationery specifically made, maybe Michael's, Hobby Lobby, you know, they might have a little higher quality if you go into the card making. They have stamps, they have so many different things. Oh my God, it's just crazy when it comes to cards. You know, you can play around with watercolor backgrounds on simple colors, like if you have just plain colors, I mean, you can do a simple watercolor effect on them. You can play around with stenciling, again, with a very light, loose watercolor effect on there. So it's just like really tone on tone, maybe a little darker gray. So it's very subtle, but just gives it a little bit more interest on these plain sheets. You know, there's so many things that we can do to, you know, pop up these cards. It really depends on the time you want to spend on them, who they're for. Again, you know, these are quite nice too, on the fly. Maybe either last minute, you have a friend that didn't realize their birthday was coming up and you want to give her a quick, you know, something handmade, because this is going to be so much nicer than going to the dollar store and getting her a cheap card that, you know, she might definitely look at for 2 seconds. But this, you know, she'll probably put on her fridge. She might even go buy her little frame for. You know, people really, really love these handmade cards as little gestures. And nobody's getting cards anymore, it seems. You know, we always put those pictures on Facebook, happy birthday, and that's, you know, social media kind of happy birthday. So definitely, I think, going out of your way and making some handmade cards, because we have the ability to do that. And I haven't really focused on this yet too much with you guys, so I thought, well, let's do something really different. All right, so definitely if I'm going too fast, hopefully you guys will catch the recording on all these little different ideas. I also found birthstone gems. Okay, so again, if you want to be specific, it's her birthday's in June, and you want to pop up, June is actually a pearl. I'm June, my birthday's in June actually, guys. For some reason they have an opal here for October, which I've never seen before. Because I used to do ear piercing for the kids way back in the day, and everybody wanted their birthstone. So again, the only one that was not a genuine stone. You can get real emeralds and diamonds and stuff like that. These, of course, are all just fake gems, but you know, definitely a lot of times you'll see pearls for the June. So again, you can, instead of these little dots that I put on here, you know, we can definitely pop up these cards with a few pearls or just nice little clear crystals, and glue ribbon to them. I mean, oh my god, it's so endless on the things that you can do with these guys. I inherited these scissors from my son. He was a big nut when he was a kid too. And he used to love doing crafting and stuff like that, and of course I loved it too, so I wanted to enforce it with him. But what I wanted to share with you guys too, they're not that expensive. Again, a lot of times the dollar stores have them, and if you wanted to give your paper a little bit more of a different kind of edging, you know, you can always play around after these, on these cardstocks, and add to them, right? You're going to layer and get some good paper glue, and you know, just make it a neat edge. You can even tear it if you want. You know, stain it with some watercolor edges, you know, make it look antique-y. Stain it with tea bags, you know. And then, of course, you know, we can glue these smaller ones onto bigger cardstock. Okay? I've even seen, if you're not good with handwriting, sometimes like people tell me I should have been a doctor because my handwriting, I really have to focus. I think I can paint neater than I can handwrite, I really do. But again, I've seen more stickers, right? So if you wanted to, these are like clear, so they have no, you might see a little bit of the plastic around it, but again, you know, you could always use these as an option too to decorate your card again a little bit. And then if your card is really dark, again, you can glue a nice piece of white paper in the insert of it, and then you have a lighter color little frame look inside that you can do more handwriting of whatever little saying that you want to put in there. Again, we can add some of our scroll work onto around our borders and really pop up the inside of our cards as well. Okay, so lots of ideas for you guys. Hopefully, I really don't want to spend too much time with you on this aspect because I really believe that it's endless. I mean, hopefully I just kind of opened the box for you guys a little bit to you know, really kind of grab some other elements, you know, from some 3D stuff there that we can get, you know, pretty cheaply. Like I said, the dollar store does have pretty cool stuff. It's not really $1 anymore, but you know, these are like similar ones if you guys have been decorating Christmas balls. Okay, I don't know if you guys can see it. I won't bother putting it on. But again, you know, we can always add some of these onto cards, right? Especially the front. I tried to make a little bit more room on some of these so I can actually write happy birthday on the front. Some of them I just took right over the front, and I'm gonna just, you know, write what I want to say inside. So it's up to you, like I said, what you want to decorate it with, what you want to say on them. But definitely, you know, having that little bit of inspiration to actually give them a card with the flower of the month of their birthday or the month of their anniversary, or, you know, just because we're in a certain month, you know. So definitely, how does that sound? Give you guys lots of food for thought. Yeah. That's fun. It is. It can be very addicting. I used to get into the stamping and everything, and I sold it all when because my son I was just so busy with my salon, and now I'm regretting it. I wish I kept it, because it had some really good stamps and all the ink pads and all that kind of stuff, and embossing and all kinds of crazy things you can get yourself right into more trouble. Your husbands will really hate you if you get into another area, but try to make it as fun as possible. We don't need to spend a lot of money, guys. Okay, a little bit of glitter goes a long way. I showed you guys already on how to add glitter. Remember, hopefully you guys will look back into the painting hacks. I have the quick reminder there how I went around the edges of my rose and then sprinkled a little bit of glitter on it, or you can buy the pre-glitter pens and just add little bits around the edges of whatever, pop things up with more glitter is always fun. So yeah, there's so many different things that you can use. I did go out and buy one of these guys. It was $5 at a dollar store, and I'm telling you, it was the cheapest plastic, and I'm sure if I drop it on the cement floor here, I'm probably going to crack and break it. Definitely, if you really wanted to cut your cardstock all the time, and you really want to invest, I would probably buy a little better one than this, because after trying to cut this into smaller pieces, it's got a little handy doohickey here to keep your paper straight. Right? So you got to measure things if you want to know if it's exactly half. Say we wanted to make little cards out of our big card stock. Just for convenience sake, I just folded it in half. Find my marker there where I'm on top of a lot of paper here too. Let's get rid of some of this. I just want to show you that this thing is kind of still rough. But there probably is better ones than this out there. So I'm just trying to line up inside the hole. Oops. So there's a little groove where your blade's gonna go. And just like the cling wrap, you know how they have the box with a little slider thing? Make sure that one didn't turn out too bad. Maybe with practice. Maybe I didn't hold it down strong enough. But yeah, it's, it does what it is. It gives you a nice straight line anyways. You could probably cut it with scissors too. And then make yourself some smaller little cards. Or maybe invitations. This is like you're having a big party or something and you just want to make little guys. Okay, so this is really thick cardstock. Definitely when I'm working with these guys, to try to give yourself a nice crease, grab yourself a ruler or a credit card or something to be able to push down and really get a nice crease. Okay, and then you're good to go and get your creative going. All right, so those are little tips for card making that you can run wild with.